Forget it as Blocker Roach really gets the boiler moving that time.
Yeah, some poor defence there by East as Gaffey and Steve Deacon waiting back.
Poor kick that time allowed to bounce. Oh, Silver, beautiful hands. And he can step. He leaves Elias grasping. And Gary Jack, what magnificent sidestepping from Rod Silver. Oh, magnificent individual try. He can step off both feet. He showed what brilliant feet he has got there. Brilliant footwork to leave two players who normally would have made tackles grasping. Look at this. First of all, it was a superb hands. He steps off the right foot inside John Elias, off the left foot to leave Gary Jack going the wrong way, and the Chasers had no chance because he's also pretty quick.
Yeah, you won't see many better individual tries. This is Freeman gives him the ball, which he does lucky to pick up, and all of a sudden Johnny Elias sees the task that's confronting him as he takes block, but he also beats Elias, and he also stands up Gary Jack and out-sprints the opposition. Great try to Rod Silver.
Rod Silver, a Penrith junior, represented City Firsts in 1989. Only got through 6 first-grade games last season, had an injury-interrupted season. Matthews adds the extras from close at hand. So the Roosters hit back. It's Balmain 8, East 6, midway through the first half.
Well, East certainly needed a break, and what a better one than Rod Silver to put on a couple of steps like that. Better feet than Fred Astaire. And just got the pace to beat Baysari home, but he certainly needed that thrust from Rod Silver.
Over the top, underneath was Davis.
Yeah, tremendous defence there by Balmain. They had to absorb a lot of pressure as Johnny Elias loses that ball. I thought that ball was pinched.
So it's East, only a couple of metres out. Over the top it goes. Dives over. But it'll be very interesting to see whether or not that ball was stolen. And look at the Balmain players erupting. Jason Sinclair goes over to referee Parnaby and says, how could you have allowed that to go on?
Well, that ball was definitely punched out.
He's hit the front 10-8. Let's have a look at the ball being reefed out of John Elias, or at least whether he lost it. Well, maybe he did lose it.
No, the ball was definitely reefed out of his hands, but a good play the ball there.
Robinson got the pass to Gaffey. He popped it back to Robinson. He went over the top beautifully to the unmarked Orford.
Now, they might have been complaining about the forward pass. We've seen Johnny Elias taking it up, and just watch the ball. I think the ball is stripped here. As you can see, it's stripped. And Matthews picking up the loose ball. He's tackled there by Sinclair. Gets up and plays the ball very quickly. Robinson sees that they're short out in the right here. We see Gaffey there offload to Robinson, and Orford there just has to take that high ball and put it down the corner. But I think they were also complaining about the forward pass. Maybe that ball was forward.
Jeff Orford, an Australian schoolboy in 1989, New South Wales under-21s in 1990, and he's under contract till the end of 94. John Elias, it was maintain possession, concentrate on your ball security. Well, Balmain made the half break early in the tackle count, but threw it away. Freeman, they open up. Freeman going for the line, he's close and he reaches out. Referee checks, that's a try. Gary Freeman, solo effort against his old club. Found the hole, which opened up, and then a good darting, stepping run, reached out over the line and managed to plant it safely. Gary Freeman does it all himself. He gets inside Ed Med, catches Gary Jack on the wrong foot. Robinson got him around the legs, but the tackle over the top from Davis wasn't effective, and on the line, Gary Freeman plants it.
There's some woeful defence here by Balmain. They just coughed the ball up here, and we see there Freeman virtually selling a dummy there, but cutting back, and some very ordinary defence there, as Paul Davis probably should have locked him up there and stopped him from planting that ball on the line. But that's a great start for Eastern Suburbs.
Gary Freeman, originally from Auckland. He's played for Kent and Castleford in the UK. Balmain, of course, and now with Eastern Suburbs. Captained New Zealand against Australia midway through last season after being dropped to the reserve grade at Balmain in May of 91.
Parramatta.
No one really expected Parramatta to give East much of a fight, but they did at the start of the match at least. But the Roosters eventually got on top. Rod Silver and Craig Salvatore leading the way to an 18-6 scoreline at the break. The Eels came to life again early in the second half, but they couldn't put points on the board. Gary Freeman went over for his fourth, Then the try of the match went to Kurt Sherlock after the Roosters kept the ball alive and simply wore down Parramatta's defence. East stay undefeated 30 points to 6. At the Seagull Stadium last.
For their critics, they can win without Peter Sterling. The Eels scored the first try through Mark Laurie, but that only seemed to spur on the Roosters. They finished off the Eels to the tune of 30 points to 6 to remain the only side with a perfect record.
You notice one of the things my players at St George have told me about playing against the wind is that the best bit about it is that when you're actually going back to get onside, you know, you're wind assisted, and Cronulla are working, you know, just as harder to get back onside defensively.
As Rod Silver goes straight through, he's got Freeman on the inside. He takes on the fullback with the side step. The pass has been delayed. It's played on though. Brendan Hall racing in for the try. The crowd don't like it. When Rod Silver took on Quinn with the step, that next pass was mighty flat. Freeman almost overran him, but Silver going straight down the centre here was Freeman who started it all, getting the pass back. Gillard keeps it alive.